好，哦，大家好，玩买来的后营。这样，新游戏这是什么？
There is a place where the lost embers go. As their light begins to fade.
哎喂，哎，看起来我又可以开始，我终于可以开始移动了。可怜的小东西。
Ember ran, because standing still made them feel helpless. The wall glistened. The painting showed embers on a sacred journey.
走上面那一条，走到中间，这是不是在暗示我什么？是什
There
么？
was a symbol on the floor.
火焰。
Ember felt so afraid and alone that it was a relief to find someone to talk to. Ember froze, almost too frightened to look away, when they noticed a small satchel.
“陌生人的包包。”
The satchel felt heavy. Ember looked inside. The statue shone brightly in the light.
金色的雕像。
Ember noticed something wrong. There was a round space where something used to fit. To Ember's delight, the golden statue slid perfectly into place.
“天才。” 这些操作很流畅哎。
Ember left, feeling sorry for the stranger now alone in the dark.
再见了，陌生人的遗体。
The stairway opened into a dark forest. Ember could feel fear taking over. They'd washed up alone, somewhere very unfamiliar.
“我的游戏声音需不需要调整一下？”好像不用，刚刚好。继续冒险。青鸟，带来幸福的青鸟。可以跑步。
Ember felt like they were being watched. The path was blocked.
营造哦。那是什么？
The route ahead was guarded by twin statues, choked by clinging vines. As Ember approached, the flames seemed to call out.
指引之光。
With a feeling like falling, the forest had slipped away. Ember felt lost in darkness and ruin.
这看起来是我们的第一道谜题。这个可以爬。好，我们现在知道这个可以爬。是的，两边都可以爬。
The caged flame stoked new hope in Ember.
哦，不对，要从中间爬上去。
Hope was almost within reach. The flame spoke and Ember listened. The flame lingered ahead. Was it trying to escape? Or leading the way? The campfire flickered into life. The ghost spoke. Hope has returned to a forlorn. I will warm them until they choose to move on. Ember looked to the ghost for answers. This is a place between places, to travel through as your light fades. But none have passed on in a long time. The Forest King now holds us here, and those who linger will turn forlorn. Again that word, forlorn. I am just a guide along the way to fan the flame. So many lost embers have I seen, more than I could help. The forlorn are those who lost their way along the path. If you find them, send them to me and I will guide them. Ember thought of those they loved, those they'd left behind. There are others lost along their journey. Find them and I will guide them. The Forest King watches the doors. The campfire will light the way. Find those who are lost. Bring embers to the fire. Step backwards, little Ember. Look behind. Upon a small grassy cliff rests a forlorn.
哦，所以那是一个提示，告诉我后面就有一个孤绝族人。这个吗？好。大致上我们理解事情的来龙去脉。我们跟其他孤绝族人在这里迷失了，然后我们要去让他们重拾希望，把他们带回来这个地方。以内。别的东西的声音。
The crow held its shining trophy tight.
哦，旁边就有一个。
The stranger whispered, "Ever feel like you are being watched? I've never felt that. What does it feel like? Is it nice? It sounds nice."
哦，我看看，这里看起来有2个方向可以走。蚯蚓。嗯。
The worm looked helpless, with no way to escape. As Ember picked it up, the worm let out a little yelp.
虫，它是我们的宠物吗？哦。
Inside was a scrap of journal. The strangers on the water went on without me. Where have I landed? Vines and thorns stretch out to trip me. stranger whispered. I've never felt that. What does it feel like? Is it nice? It sounds nice.
每次戴上耳机，我的耳朵就好痒哦。我的耳机是不是脏脏的啊？火焰。
The cave entrance was overgrown with dry brambles.
那这只鸟鸟。哦，下一关。那这里是一个，哎，那把钥匙是用在这里的吗？那这个嘞？对了。等等，我是莫名其妙开了很多地图，这可不行，地图要一张一张来。
The broken net hung ominously around the skeleton's neck. The stranger shivered in the cold. They'd moved through such dark places. They lay down and closed their eyes. Warmth was a distant memory, stolen by the passing miles. The stranger blinked at Ember. Is it morning already? How long have I been asleep? The stranger blinked at Ember. Is it
You are
morning
safe
already?
now.
How long have I been asleep?
没事的，早上了，早安，早安。如果说那边出去是新的地区，那我应该先去把那个鸟喵的部分解决掉。哟，还要再重新出发一次吗？看起来不用，他只是待在这里。墙壁上有黄黄的东西。
The key was nestled between the reeds, but it was just out of reach. The key was nestled, but it was just out of reach. It didn't seem like that would really help. The key was but it was just out of reach.
我觉得网子应该是有用的。但它是破的，难道我们可以用蜘蛛网修好它？看起来不行。这边又是哪里呢？哦，上面。
The stranger said, "Take care of those you care about the most." The ghost said, "Speak and I will listen." Travel wisely. Return if you have lost your way.
没有问题，好朋友。我们带了一个人回来这边，所以头上那个是附近的旅人数，还有5个。
The stranger said, "Thank you for being so kind."
不客气。我们左边也有地方可以去。看起来这就是这一区了，这一区就是分左右两边。只是那个，我们有遇到那个说被跟踪的感觉的那个。
Through the murky water was the shadow of something hiding. And on a small pier with barely a sound, a lonely fisherman sat.
说在水边的，那个说跟踪的感觉的那个，不知道可不可以带他们回萤火旁。又是一个山洞。看起来不是这里。 嗯，看看青蛙们。这是一个谜题吗？看起来很像哦。
The Ember was curious. I'm headed for the crossroads. It's not far, I think. I've heard there's a nest there, a safe place.
想办法，我们要让它安全的回到十字路口吗？诶，那里又是要怎么过去的地方？看一下，我从那边上来。诶，这边有路。
The traveler said, "You sailed in here. Where's your boat?" Friend, you need a boat. Go see the builder in the caves. Tell them I'm sorry I never came back. 'The stranger had blazed their own path, created their own rock, their own islands.
嗯。哦，
They did not need Ember's kindness. Building a bridge should it ever be needed. The stranger met Ember's eyes. The two shared a moment of silence. The stranger met Ember's eyes. The two shared a moment of silence.
沉默是今晚的康桥。 好的，这只大青蛙是怎么一回事嘞？我是天才吧？堵塞。
The stranger was trapped, caught in a maze.
目前看起来是黄色的，就是我们要找的旅人；蓝色的应该不用管。这个可以用拉的。
It was hard to make sense of this place.有。
阿姨，阿姨。
The stranger was trapped, caught in a maze. It was hard to make sense of this place.
我耳机套又掉了，难过。哦，没有对齐。幸好我买备用的耳机套，等一下可以套上去。是不是这个样子？我唯一想得到的变化就这个样子。
The trail just kept on closing.
这样子看起来是对的。Nice， 漂亮。
The stranger's voice was hoarse. I just need some time, I think, to see things clearly.
慢慢来，慢慢回忆这个世界。哦，那这一区的大概解决了吧？左右各一个。池塘，推一下。
The fisherman murmured quietly between sorrowful breaths. The fisherman felt so useless. His former joys were hollow.
真是荡
sitting
气
out
之
there
人。
every day by the pond. Only the dark water to hear him talk. In that darkness, a glimmer flickered. A thought beating like a drum. A thought that went round and round. Temper
我懂
couldn't
了。
hold on.
如果这样的话，感觉像是比较简单。如果刚意识到，都转一下就好了。
It all started with a frog. Every day by the pond, a constant reminder. For a brief moment, the fisherman struggled to speak. He looked at Ember, hopeful. The fisherman spoke softly. There's a frog in that pond, a big one. Saw him grow from a tadpole. We were friends of a sort. Spent every day side by side. So much better at fishing than me, that frog is. Catches them before I can bait them. Oh, it makes me feel useless some days. The fisherman sighed. I've wasted so much time feeling like this. The old man looked carefully at the pond, at their rod, at Ember. Well, listen to me here, rambling on and on. It helps, though, telling someone. Thank you, Ember. If you need help catching anything, you just ask. You saw the frog? Did the frog mention me? You ask the frog about me, see what they say. Actually, no, just... Please don't tell the frog how much I talk about them. The fisherman noticed the broken net Ember was carrying. Let me have a look. See what I can do. With a silk thread, the fisherman carefully knotted it together. With each knot he tied, a net began to form. Here you go. Good as new.
哦耶，渔夫，谢谢你。
The frog stared at Ember, its belly rumbling.
哇，好大的青蛙！虫虫。
This was not how Ember had imagined the end. The gurgling of water, a deafening heartbeat. But then... the frog returned Ember's good deed. by leading them to a lost forlorn.
哦，我以为我被吃掉了。啊，又是轮子。
The stranger stood alone.
我想想，让我想想。这看起来没得动啊。
Their friends have fallen aside.
可以丢进水里。
Retreating from what came next. The stranger had ventured on. Now they were deep in the woods. It felt so pointless.
Oh, 这颗居然还有用。
The stranger spoke hesitantly. Is the campfire crowded? Let me gather myself. I'll see you there.
不用谢了，这是我的使命，带我回去。哦，还有事情要做。谢了蟾蜍，谢了青蛙。
The Wanderer's Diary. Unfamiliar trees, a path overgrown. Is this a resting place? A place between places? I call out, but mine is the only voice.
有我自己的声音。
The stranger spoke. You look hungry, friend. You bring any broth with you? There's a cook in the swamp. Makes a broth like you wouldn't believe. Keep telling them that it doesn't taste right. They'll keep giving you more.
这么好吗？人真好哎。哦，这个地方看起来已经无所谓了，已经解开了。那我们还有话可以跟大青蛙说吗？
They say catching a fish isn't the point. So I tell myself that. I tell myself that a lot. Poor little worms. They didn't ask to be here. But how do you fish without them? One for me, one for the fishes. Slurp 'em down. I chased old Blue Betty round this pond for years. Best days of my life catching that fish. Had to use myself as bait. Stuck on me head ever since. If you need help catching anything, you just ask.
大家都有难过的故事。森林萤火，诶，越来越多人了，还是差2个。我们要怎么样才能接触到这一个呢？哦 ，nice。Nice.
The traveler spoke. You ever had roast frog, friend? I miss a good roast frog. Oh, how they crackle.
The
stranger had been forgotten. They tried to follow as best they could. But no one heard them when they fell behind. The stranger looked at Ember with surprise. Someone came back for me. Thank you.
不用谢了，我们不会漏掉任何一个人。这里还有一位朋友，烤青蛙朋友。 那上面那块红色的朋友到底是何方神圣呢？
The key was nestled between the reeds, but it was just out of reach.
《大门钥匙》。我觉得那里有点意思。有点意思。
Ember found the Wanderer's diary. The oily smell of frogs. They know more than they will say. They watch me watching them.
我们面面相觑。好了，最后一个族人，这一区最后一个族人。
The old gate was locked. Ember placed the key in the lock and slowly began to turn it.
The
stranger gasped for breath. Dark water slipping above their head. The sea didn't care if they sank or swam. Slowly the tides ebbed, washing over old walls. A safe harbor emerging from the inky depths. Ember reached out a hand. The stranger looked down. The ground feels good beneath my feet, friend.
那个红红人到底是谁？
The ghost said, "You have done all you can, little one. Your journey lies ahead." Little one, your journey ahead will not be easy. The path to leave this place is blocked. I will guide others to follow after you clear the way. There are others like me who can help. You will always be welcome here in the forest.
谢了，兄弟。
The ghost said, "You have done all you can, little one. Your journey lies ahead." The stranger spoke. My head feels clear for the first time. With tears, the stranger said, I had forgotten what warmth feels like. The stranger said, "Thank you for being so kind." The stranger said thoughtfully, "I felt so alone. I was so lost." The stranger whispered, "Be kind to yourself." The stranger said, "Take care of those you care about the most." The stranger thought, "I feel ready to move on." Once again, Ember could feel eyes watching. Ember uncovered a journal entry. Dusk brings the longest shadows. The lanthorn comforts me. Soft melodies from home. The wild things listen. Yellow eyes in graying trees.
此时此刻，我充满了决心。
Ember approached the forlorn, but felt it was different. They said, "I know what I need to do, what I need to feel. I don't want to be helped." Ember could not help. Not all problems were puzzles to be solved.
这个移动方法让我想起了曼西斯的梦魇、血缘诅咒、噩梦边境。
Do you know where we are? I've been walking forever, lost in the marsh. The two travelers were talking quietly. Yeah, I got so lost in the marsh, you know? Why go anywhere else if it's safe here? Yeah, never having to worry again. The birds scare me though.
因为也是有左右两边。
The guard joked. Another scrawny Ember from the forest. And with a bag looking all nicely and shiny. Both guards started looking at Ember with a deathly stare. The guard leered. The forest king would like you, little scruff. Yes, come a little closer. Let us see what's in that bag. We guard the door to the forest king. Oh yes, we decide who gets to see the king. The forest king will want to see you. Yes, yes, come this way.
诶，我怎么进来了？
A feeling of foreboding overcame Ember. Ember was terrified but tried not to show it. The giant bird spoke softly. Another little Ember. Speak, little one. Do not fear. The bird is a friend. Ember wanted to feel safe. Oh, little Ember, birds won't hurt you. Birds will take another under our wing. Stay safe in the nest, you'll never turn forlorn. Ember was still afraid. Is it the night that scares you, little one? See, night is gone. Day is here. Birds will make the world less frightening. It wasn't only the night that frightened Ember. The bird was disappointed. Stay? No need to help, silly forlorn. Hope is false. Hope hurts little ones in the end. The Forest King spoke so gently to Ember. Perhaps they could rest here for a while. It was hard to know what else to say. Clever little Ember. You will stay. You will not turn forlorn. Search for hope no more. Now take this feather. Feather means Ember is one of us now. Birds keep little ones safe. Birds should never leave the nest. The guards seem pleased. Clever Scruff sticking with us. I can hold that bag for you. Leave them alone, they're one of us now. Yeah, one of us. And we all shares bags and things. Back again. Where's the other little ones? I'm sure we don't know. They left the quick way, right over the walls. Ignore them. They're just having a little joke. Yeah, having a bit of jokes. It didn't feel like a joke to Ember. He's resting now. It takes a lot, you know, turning night to day. He's resting now. It takes a lot, you know, turning night to day. Don't stray too far. The stranger wanted Ember's attention, being careful not to speak too loudly. You should get away from here while you still can. You can't trust the birds. I've heard there's another campfire in the marsh. Well, that's where I'm going if I can find a way down. The guard squawked. Stand back, don't come any closer. Nothing down there but sadness and turning forlorn. Go see the Forest King. He'll set you straight. Got your first feather, I see. Best prove yourself, Scruff. Stand watch here. Promise you won't let anyone pass. Ember didn't like deceiving the birds. But what choice did they have? They couldn't rest in that place forever. They had to keep going. Ember hurried away from the birds. The mist hung close to Ember, hiding them. The Forest King seemed frightened, the birds cruel. Ember would rather risk turning forlorn than become like them. Ahead there would be others to help, and maybe a way to move on. Hidden away was a scrap of journal. There were memories here, bound in rock. I hear their voices echo in the ancient stone. I find footprints by the cinders, a makeshift camp. The traveler seemed distressed. I'm sure it's fine. They'll be okay. But it's been a while since... It's my fault. The traveler seemed distressed. But it's been a while... It's my fault.
那是啥？地图。
It looked like a map, but pieces were missing. The piece formed a new route. It was the same place as before. But how? An eerie scene, like a moment frozen in time.
好，第二路。 我们带着一块新的石板回来。
Gradually, more of the map was revealed.
我们是天才吧？
A section of bridge had somehow been ripped from its foundations. It was like the map had been broken on purpose.
感觉那个触发森林之王是必要的剧情，不用多想。双眼镜头。
The mist revealed a secret place. Was it hidden on purpose?
那里藏着什么？
The stranger spoke. You know, part of me didn't want to be found. I said some things I shouldn't have. And now I'm lost. And it's too late.
跟我们一起走啊！看哦。哀伤来源。
The skeleton looked peaceful. Held tightly in its hand was a red feather. The skeleton looked held tightly in its hand was a red. The skeleton held tightly in its hand was a red feather.
羽毛能拿吗？
The statue spoke, just as it once moved the hearts of the forlorn. The instrument you now hold has the power to move the world around you. Another before you took great effort to hide it deep within this riddle. The lanthorn began to glow. Ember found a scrap of journal. I heard them coming. The snap of a twig, a flutter of birds. A figure dashing through the undergrowth. Another like me? The skeleton looked Held tightly in its hand was a red
没办法
feather.
拿走。那这里嘞？ 看不出来那边的设计要我干什么。
Hidden inside was the Wanderer's journal. Another face at last. A catcher of fish resting by a pond. We work together, silk and tar and aching fingers. My boat floats once more, though I almost wish to stay.
那个旁边还有一个笔记耶，要怎么去啊？
There was one last place to reach on the map.
我看看哦。
Inside was a secret diary entry. Pink, orange, red, brown, leaves gently dancing to the ground. Crunch, crackle, lovely sound, fall into a giant mound.
可怜的孩子。 所以这种状况下去的上面是哪里？ The map。哦，看出来了。 这样子我们就可以拿到那一块了。
A lost message was inside. The mist is thick. One way blurs into another. Where do I end? Where does the world begin? I cannot see far enough to tell.
Nice。
fog was so blinding, Ember was turned around.
太浓了。猪沼泽。
Ember felt a great relief to be out of the mist. The way through was ruined. Muffled by the fog, Ember was sure they heard a rumble. Could that have been a tremendous snow?
难道我们大老远跑来这里，就没有然后了吗？
The way through was muffled by the fog. Could that have been a tremendous snow?
哦，原来是这样。对啦，
Ember didn't mind getting muddy. The slide was such fun.
好玩。
A sleeping pig. Trotters in the air. They looked happy. The plant looked like it could take a hand off, and it was in Ember's way. The fruit was giving off a sickly sweet smell. The plant looked like it could take, and it was in Ember's way. plants looked like, and it was in Ember's way. A sleeping pig. They looked happy.
Hey. 这附近也没有什么看起来像是火把之类的东西呀、有吗？哎。
The plant looked like, and it was in Ember's way. The plant looked, and it was in Ember's way. A sleeping pig. They looked happy.
还有什么可以用的？
Ember chuckled. The dangerous plant was no match for a hungry piggy.
赞啦，小猪猪，你人好棒哦！又睡着了，好可爱哦！浅滩。
A hideous odor filled the air. And suddenly, the reason was obvious.
猪猪。
The pig inhaled a giant snort of air. Wait, what's that delicious smell? Ember shuffled nervously. Other embers fed me treats, but then stopped. You feed me now. As the pig chewed, a light grew in its belly. Fruity, fresh, but tastes a lot like mud. But what I want is
你要什么？
something with more crunch.
你想要更酥脆的东
The
西？
pig would eat anything. Ember just needed to find more.
你很挑诶，再吃一颗，给你再吃一颗。
No, I want something different.
哦，你很挑诶。我想想，
It was junk. Maybe the pig would eat some junk.
吃了色，都给你啊。
And with each thing it ate, the light grew even brighter. Surprising, a little sparky, but tingly in belly. But what I want is something with more crunch. Perhaps if Ember could satisfy the pig, they might be more helpful. Ember found a secret note from the Wanderer. Something beckons. This place is not home. I trace the map in my head, recite the older myths. I have to move on.
哦，又有一个笔记。哦，我感觉这边应该就正确了。我们储存的进度存在哪里啊？控制指南。要存，我们可以存档在哪里？上面也还有一个东西。
Ember found a lost message. The smell of hot broth and hearty stew wafts across the swamp. By the cook's pot I meet another. They are on their own path, but we promise to meet again.
这里有个使我族人。 这个要怎么存档啊？知道了。继续，我们看会从哪里开始读。哎，漂亮！那是从还不错的地方。好，那么我们今天就先玩到这个地方。22%，看起来没有太远诶。这个游戏破关应该蛮快的，再拼一下，感觉主线就这几个了。这边也是类似的地方。好啦，我们这次开台先开到这个地方，我们下次继续玩最后萤火。